Wanted to do a little astrology and warn us because there's a Plutonian aspect that we're going through and it's pretty gnarly, and I'm a Plutonian person. How are you doing today? We have Sun moving into Leo, and we're doing the first kind of, like I said, it's kind of a circus Ferris wheel. I picture it. Pluto is the one that's in the center. Like Leo, see with the oppositions with Leo, and that sets up the circus tent, I guess. But it's very spotlight oriented. That's what Leo has to do. Now there is a question about our entertainment system, what entertains us, and yes, I agree with the astrologer that sticks with the Jeffrey Green model of evolutionary astrology. It's very scientific. It hardly has to do with the human ego. No, it's very creation oriented. And when I say that, babes, it's possible that you don't know anything. The guy that talks, or Jeffrey Green about particularly about what I know. See, and I don't know everything that those people know, but we are all pieces to a puzzle. And yeah, we have to be careful of. They call, I guess, just talk about false prophet. Yeah, you can tell by the way that they quench your thirst, your heart's longing for its own knowledge. Yeah, because the truth resonates it. You begin to say, oh, wait, say that again? And then it's like, well, I can't say it again. I'll say it a different way because that's the way the truth is. And so that's how you'll know the difference between the binary processor, which is AI, and the trinary processor. That's what we're dealing with. We have two different kinds of people on this planet. I know it sounds boring, but it's not. It's good to reduce it down and say, well, what is exactly going on here? Well, if you're borrowing a 5-pointy aperture and you're doing this outer space reality, then you have a heart and you're involved with this highly scientific arena that includes, if you can build a telescope and you look at it and you say, wow, look at this. What is going on out there? Creation of creation. Big giant arena. Talk about it. And look at, yeah, it's a great idea to just contemplate a little bit. Put it inside of you because that's where it is. We'll get back to that later because we don't really know where reality is when we start scientifically looking at how our brain synthesizes everything happening out here through the senses when they kind of however they're doing it, they're it's like at one point all of this coming into it's just I'm sorry, I'm just one of these kids out in the backyard wondering how everything works here, and I'm not going to really pay attention, but I was taught astrology when I was about 14, and I'm nearing 50 now, and I've had intense times with it. I have studied it. I have a Mercury conjunct Uranus, which is the natural aspect of the astrologer. And if you knew what Mercury was and Uranus, then But I think that aside from the Jeffrey Green model, which teaches evolutionary astrology, which that's what it really is. Like I was trying to tell you about the squares and how it's just they don't get along because one of them knows a little bit more than the other, and it's like this one is like, well, you guys can get along, yes, of course. No, that's one of the most beautiful things about the squares is that finally, really, if there's enough love, that's the whole thing is working. The whole thing is working. The thing is oh boy, it's interesting. It's a funny play. It's an interesting show of a bunch of characters, and I mean, really, when you start applying it to people, it's when it really is most interesting. I think when yeah, it works the most for people when you get to you do self analysis and then you do the possibility of others and see it doesn't at all do anything towards anybody, but there is a question about the cosmos and how intelligent it is and how You know, you have the Channel 4 news over there, but why don't you learn astrology and figure out how Pluto is going to be affecting us? Talking about the Channel 4 news, the Leo arena over there. See, now I want to talk about Donald Trump. See, I just did his chart. I just had to look at it. And without being biased or anything, I don't care. I'm just looking at this as a chart. I'm looking at it, and it's like, well, this person, he's not only a family man with really warm associations, people that genuinely nurture him and love him. He's also highly nurturing. He has Mars on the. I'm just talking about whatever I'm seeing on this thing. I'm not defending Donald Trump or anybody. I know how to read astrology. And furthermore, see, the reason why I want to look at it, and I can do more. See, I've done astrology all my life, and you know, I have had my times with it. It's like, well, I don't do it at all, but I'm really actually well versed. I'm a meditative style studier, as well as, of course, you have to study the academics of it, and all of it is good for you if as long it's pointing at the truth. Yeah, as long as it's expanding your consciousness into the possibility that's here, which is just the truth. Creation of creation. It's amazing how it's really amazing how it really is, because it's not limited to your word and even the current programming mindset from all that. And see, I do the word. You got to change your words. You know, you should think about it, and I'll be thinking about it with you here. Thanks for listening to this. I really did want to talk about this vital time that is. It's you know, a lot of people are trying to tra la la through this life, and especially through these times that are coming up. I mean, that's the most irritating thing, really. It's the tourists that you want to watch out for. They're just like tra la la, but don't worry, Uranus keeps kicking them in the ass. Uranus is the planet of change. Wherever you see it, it's like it's so eccentric, and it's the planet of change. Why? Well, because you have to evolve and get. We are actually not really stuck with this mindset. Maybe it's programming again. Maybe it's programming again. So that's what I know about Uranus. It's the lightning that holds all creation together. It's our hearts are hooked up to this thing, the plasmatic field, and it's not the sun's photons that interact. See, there's an interaction scientifically, honeys, babes, and people like me and other people, and I even noticed the kid that is with the top hat doing his astrology there, is going through an awakening also, and changing a little bit his dialogue and according to his total shift and awakening. Just the Mars Uranus alone, I don't know if you've noticed. If you will notice it, because some of my videos are sparsed out, and it's like right here, I'm not the same person, because I went through a complete download. I am going through a transformation, and yeah. So everybody is, though. This is the process of this life. It's really beautiful. I mean, I'm just so grateful. It's like, God, this process is amazing. And then we die. You die at the perfect time. It's like, you don't really die. This is the thing, you guys, and this sounds really ridiculous right now. No, it's not. I'm possibly living, and you are too, if you live, I would say if you live more than, it's happening now, babes. But it might be televised. Guess what? Watch this. We don't die. Maybe it's just in time, because it's like, and don't worry, the Earth just implodes because a meteorite and it's like, now you're in the universe. Did you have any good ideas of your own? Watch out now. Is it a good idea? Because there's where you're going. That's how it works. It's just as crazy as kids grabbing a pastel packet of colors, and the canvas is reality, outer space, and they're saying, now what did you want to do? What's your love? And the kid just starts drawing. Oh God, I love that giraffe, and I love this. I love riding the donkey, and then I went to the So you got to be careful, though. So you have to be careful, right? You can't say that I love the oil refinery with, I don't know. I mean, sure, sure, sure. Hey, it's out there. It's out there. Enjoy. We trust, though. Did you ever get that one? Um, anyway, let's talk about. I would love to go to the planet that says, enjoy, we trust. Don't forget how we do this here. As far as the money, oh, God. I'm pretty sure we don't really need money. But then, yeah, we need a little eggs system, like an egging system, for the for the for the just for the fucking hell of it. Why not? It's just this place seems like if you really, I was talking about the prison planet thing, and it's like, well, you know, and inside of the prisons, you see, it becomes a show. They have nothing to do there, and so they start doing the weirdest fucking things. They do. They create their own kind of weird food out of the food that is coming in. They do have sex, right? They do somehow get the drugs. But what I'm talking about is now that they will particularly have an entertainment time. They do it like at every right before bed. Particularly, you know, I mean, I don't know what the men are doing, but the women. How do I know this? I don't want to tell you, but since the marijuana laws have relaxed, I should go back and try and sue them. A lot of the reasons why you end up there, um, your record, if you have even a speeding ticket and stuff like that, you should be able to revoke that. I don't know what that word is. Rebuke it? Oh God, I don't know what that word is either. But go back there and say, "Excuse me, did you notice that that doesn't even exist anymore?" And you flat my ass, punishing me for that. What you are doing, as far as how that just kicking people around and throwing them out, and it's this delete system really is what it is. Now you have to recognize the courthouse and the lawmakers here as right now especially they are geared to delete your ass. They're trying to tell you, no, it's been this ever since the days of Christ. If there was a real story of somebody going in there and saying, tell me how that you can tell the truth, because the truth is in the silent movie and I keep my right to remain silent. So they're like, you can't spoil the movie like that. Come here. That's fine. But let's make this public. Let's do this, baby. Because um, now, because yeah, it's kind of stuck in that mode of where now, no, you see it over there that I've already explained the dynamic when I'm pointing at how, yes, wrong persecutions. A lot of people are innocent, to tell you the truth, especially if you find out that the programming is wrong, you know, it's the wrong math. If they don't care, if they can care less what they're putting in their mouth, they're doing the bad math. Bad math. Once you stop doing the bad math, you will care deeply about what you put in and then out of your mouth, of course. That's where it all starts, you know, as far as now I'm talking for the woman's side, who she has to communicate. She says like 60,000 words a day, and a man is saying 2,000, which that's fine. No, they're the workers. The men don't need to talk. They take orders, and maybe a little bit. They're like, well, wait a minute. Did you cut that 6 inches or 2 inches off? Because we got this little bit of an angle and blah, 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 right? You have to kind of reality check. But I'm here to tell you also, see, if your eye is open, your third eye, you don't need a measuring stick. No, everything can be done so much more differently, I can guarantee you. You can just use a string. But no, I don't diss geometry. But that's what I'm talking about. It's just, there's another way to do it. I don't know. It's just, yeah, I do know. I don't know. Yes, I do. Anyway, I wanted to talk about, there's a siren going on. Can you hear it? You know, I lived at a time when, in this community, I lived up in the mountains, where it was rare to hear a siren, and especially a helicopter. It would happen maybe, God, I'm not kidding, 3 times a year. And when it happened, we were all like, is it a fire? I wonder who it is. Or it must be Well, see, there's a lot of accidents on the highway now. That's what it's mainly about. People, they have these speedy cars, and then just people that are learning how to drive, they have to get in an accident, and then they get in an accident, and I don't say they have to, but I don't know. I mean, we're all kind of like that, though. You get your little spill going. Well, so with the Pluto, I'm sorry. Yes, thank you for listening and liking, subscribing. Just like it. Dislike it if you want. I mean, that gets attention too. It's just energy. See, dislike doesn't really exist. If you look at the real words, it's because the universe doesn't know anything as dis or not there. Like it doesn't know the word no. It doesn't know what that means. It's just um. So dis, you put the D down is, and then like is like. You just I don't know what you're gonna think you're doing with that. And energy is energy, and sometimes it's like, well, good. I love you. Thank God that hate part is like, great. Now people are really gonna love me because they're causing a contrast because the haters, they don't make sense. They don't make sense when you're like, no, when they throw down a bunch of asphalt on their mountain property or something like that. I mean, they take the deal from the state. They're not like thinking it through and saying, well, I think we'll get this kind. See, the deal from the state, babes, is poison. But you just threw it around like it was like, oh God, you were hit. Talk about the big black X, and they're able to do that for you. And be careful. I'm somebody who would love to be known more and more as the queen of this place here. And it's like, I don't need a credential. Just me being here is enough. Maybe somebody can help people every once in a while. I have a patio that I would like maybe if a couple men or women, but how do I get funding? What do we do? Did I tell you about the fucking planet prison system? The prison planet system that Jesus Christ was here to tell you that you can't do anything here. What you're going to do is love people and try to warn them and just say, this is pure deception here. And I think that things can change here, but then again, maybe not. It does when you elevate and you get into your real body of Christ. And then you'll find yourself. Did I tell you a story in the beginning? Will you please, when this video ends, start it over again and see how it might be?